Welcome back to our latest deep dive. Today, we're digging into something pretty big in the tech world. OpenAI just got a company called Statsig, and the price tag, a cool $1.1 billion. Now, that's obviously a lot of money, but this isn't just about the financials. It feels like a real strategic shift in making AI actually, work better for all of us. So, to get our heads around why this is such a big deal, let's maybe start simple. Let's talk about A/B testing. The classic website example, you put a red buy now button or a blue one, see which one gets more clicks. Basic stuff. But how does that relate to something super complex like ChatGPT?
Yeah, exactly. It's a great starting point. That red button versus blue button idea is simple, right? Easy to measure. But now imagine applying that same core principle testing variations to see what works best to an AI model that millions of people are interacting with in countless ways. It gets way more complicated. This acquisition, fundamentally, it's about OpenAI getting really serious about perfecting that user experience, making sure this incredibly powerful tech feels seamless and honestly perfect when real people use it.
Right, making it actually useful, not just powerful. And the interesting thing here is Statsig wasn't exactly a stranger to OpenAI. They weren't just picked out of the blue. Apparently, they were already OpenAI's main partner for this kind of experimentation, helping them tweak ChatGPT features behind the scenes.
That's right. It wasn't a blind date situation at all. They had this existing relationship. OpenAI was already using Statsig's tools, seeing the value.
So it makes sense they'd want to bring it all in-house. For that $1.1 billion, what do they actually get? Well, first, this platform, right? It's described as battle-tested, apparently handles over 1 trillion events every single day.
1 trillion. Just pause on that number. Companies like Notion, Brex rely on this thing. That's serious scale.
And it's not just basic A/B testing, like we mentioned. It uses more advanced statistics, stuff that can spot really tiny improvements that you might otherwise miss. Subtle, but important.
Crucial for AI, where small tweaks can have big downstream effects.
And, maybe most importantly, they got the people. The entire Statsig team, 155 employees based up in Seattle, they're all joining OpenAI.
Yeah, the talent acquisition aspect is huge here.
It kind of feels like, if you've been renting a really great house for years and you finally just decide, okay, I'm buying it, and you get the expert builders along with it.
That's a good analogy. And speaking of expert builders, this deal brings in a really key leader. OpenAI didn't just buy tech. They got a new, very experienced hand on the tiller for their products. We should talk about Vijay Raji. He's the founder of Statsig.
Ah, right. His background sounds pretty impressive. What's the story there?
Yeah.
Looks like a decade at Facebook, building out huge things like Marketplace, Messenger, stuff tons of people use daily.
Yeah, massive scale products. And before Facebook, almost 10 years at Microsoft, working on Windows, Visual Studio, core foundational stuff.
So deep experience in building products people actually interact with constantly.
Exactly. Which makes his new role at OpenAI really interesting. He's not just joining, he's the new CTO of applications.
CTO of applications.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean day to day?
It means he's basically overseeing everything related to ChatGPT's product side, the engineering, how it gets built, the infrastructure it runs on. Think of him as the main person now responsible for making OpenAI's products work well and feel good to use in the real world. He'll be working alongside Fidji Simo, the former Instacart CEO who joined OpenAI too.
Oh, okay. So they're really assembling a team focused on product execution, like assembling the Avengers for making AI practical.
Kinda, yeah. It signals a real focus shift.
So let's connect this back. What does this mean for someone, just using ChatGPT or other AI tools? How does this change things? I'm thinking about how websites used to be years ago. Everyone saw the same page, right?
Yeah.
But now Netflix is a great example. Shows you different movie pictures based on what it thinks you'll click on.
Exactly. That's experimentation, personalization running constantly at massive scale.
So OpenAI wants to do that, but for AI interactions,
Yeah.
which are way more dynamic than just clicking a movie poster.
Precisely. We're moving past the phase of just, wow, look what this AI can do, which was amazing, don't get me wrong. But now we're entering the phase of, okay, how do we make this AI something people genuinely love using, rely on, and find intuitive? And that's hard.
Why is it so much harder than, say, optimizing a website?
Because the interactions are so much more complex, right? With generative AI, there are infinite inputs, the outputs can vary, the flow of a conversation matters. Detecting what makes an interaction better is much trickier than tracking a button click. And the stakes are incredibly high for OpenAI. They're reportedly heading towards, what, $20 billion in annual revenue.
Wow. Okay.
So even a tiny, like 0.1% improvement in user satisfaction or engagement when you're operating at that scale translates to absolutely massive gains. This acquisition basically screams that the next big battles in AI won't just be about having the smartest algorithm. It'll be about understanding human behavior and nailing the product experience.
Okay, so wrapping this up then. For you, listening right now, what's the bottom line? What does this $1.1 billion deal mean tangibly? It suggests the AI tools you use are going to get smarter about you, more intuitive, probably more reliable, and definitely more personalized over time. Less generic, more tailored.
Right. And maybe the real test, the provocative thought to leave with is this. When does your AI assistant stop just answering your questions and start actually anticipating what you need next, almost before you ask? When that starts happening consistently, that's probably when you'll know this huge bet really paid off.